Old School Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Ikin. I'll be your dungeon master and your guide into this world of Dungeons and Dragons. We do have a new player with us, so
Don't worry about it then.
welcome T-Dower, and then welcome Naku, welcome back Random. We've got a small group with us
Hell yeah.
today, but we'll be fine. So, as usual, I'm going to be introducing our new player to the game, getting them prepared and helping them understand the rules. From there, we'll get everyone else ready as well, and then we'll start our adventure. So, before we start, of course, do any of you have any news or questions or concerns we need to go over before we get started here?
Oh, I'm good.
Alright, cool.
I'm chilling.
Alright, welcome back, guys. So, Tidar, these are my friends, old friends here. They've been here for maybe a few weeks to a month now, or more or less. So, Random and Naku. Then Naku and
Yeah,
Random. Tidor, I just invited him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Good to have you here, man.
Alright,
Let's win.
so, Dungeons and Dragons. It's a game about telling stories of adventurers who go on campaign for fame and fortune. This means to go out to hunt monsters, treasures, and bounties for gold and glory. That is kind of the meat of the game. To get the gold and glory is to win. You're telling a story here about how your character acquires this gold and glory or was eventually killed in his attempt. Some characters might retire and end their stories that way, but for the most part, every story ends in death. It's just how you live your life that matters to the rest of us, right? So it's a game about, of course, getting golden glory, telling a story, and most importantly, though, sharing the experience and having fun, right? So sharing a fun experience, something you can remember, a story you can enjoy, right? You create stories by playing this game, memorable moments and all that. So that's the whole point of it, to just learn the game and experience it as it is. So it is Dungeons and Dragons. In this game, you'll get to explore a world of imagination, a world that's only as alive as you can imagine it, right? It's a game that's played very simply though. There's only 3 steps to playing this game. Well, first of all, you need to know that there are 2 types of players in this game. One player is going to be called the Dungeon Master, the guide into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. They're going to describe to you everything you need to know about the world, about the story, and your character. They'll tell you the situation you're in the story, your scenarios, your options, and such. And from there, most importantly, the second step to playing the game, once you know what's going on, once you can imagine the situation, think about it, you get to choose your own action. That's the most important part. The second step, there's only 3 steps to playing it, right? So the second step, you choose your own action. You might discuss your actions before you take them with your fellow party members. You might think about them, but most importantly, at the end of the day, you get to choose your own action. Whatever you want to try to do to get golden glory, or to tell your story of how you attempted to get the golden glory, there's many ways you can do it. You can try anything you want to get it, whether it be farming, whether it be raiding and pillaging. There's so many things you can do. But naturally, the game is called Dungeons and Dragons for a reason. And the reason for this, of course, is that the most dangerous places with the highest risk but highest reward took place in dungeons that were typically guarded by dragons. So that's why it's called that game. Now, naturally, you don't have to go to dungeons and you don't have to fight dragons, but that's where the biggest prize is, naturally. Alright, the final step of the game is the third step. Once you've decided your action, the Dungeon Master then tells you what happens when you try that action. Typically, some dice are rolled to determine the outcome, whether there's risk involved or not. Dice are rolled, and the Dungeon Master will then help you resolve your course of action. That's pretty much all there is to playing it. 3 easy steps. So to sum it up, the Dungeon Master tells you what's going on. You choose an action. The Dungeon Master tells you what happens when you try that action. That's it. You can try anything you want. Alright, now you know how to play D&D. You know the goal of it, to tell stories, to get the golden glory, to hunt monsters, treasures, and bounties. But before you can play, there's only one thing you need left. A character. You need a character in the game. Your role in the game is to be a player character, which means you play the role of an individual character. The character we tell stories about. You are the star of the show, pretty much, right? We're telling your character's story by playing this game. Yours and your fellow party members. How they got their golden glory. Or how maybe just you got your golden glory if they don't make it, right? Not everyone will make it. Alright, so First step to creating a character, though, is to roll their ability scores. Before we start this, any questions or concerns on how we play D&D? I know there's a lot we've gone over. How to play, what it is.
Oh, did I like miss anything or like the first little bit where I was gone, like when I was muted? Like,
I mean, pretty much I described two things so far. What D&D is, which is a storytelling game about having fun and
yeah,
all that.
yeah.
And of course, how to play it, the 3 steps to playing it. So that's all there was so far that we've
Oh, yeah.
discussed.
So I didn't miss anything.
Yep, you should be good. Nice. And of course, everything's pretty straightforward, very simple. Alright. There are some materials you might need to play this game. I recommend you're going to have a pencil and paper, or if you don't have that, have a notepad ready on your phone or computer that you can take notes on. Notes are going to be helpful. If you can take good notes, you don't have to remember what your character has because you have it written down. So, this game, like I said, is played in our heads, and pencil and paper are good tools to have to help you play this game. Makes it easier. You could try to just remember everything, of course. I wouldn't recommend it though. Not most people don't have a really good memory. Alright, so to start off, we have to determine your character's ability scores. Ability scores are a reflection of character's capabilities as an adventurer. There are 6 of them. They reflect how strong you are, how intelligent you are, how wise you are, how dexterous you are, how constitute you are, and how charismatic your character is. So 6 abilities in that listed order. So the first one really for is your strength. And before we continue, I'm going to just check with Nak and Random. Do you both want a new character as well? Whether it be your new character you play
Um,
as or a retainer?
I'd say I want a retainer. I'd like a retainer.
Okay, that's fine. We'll roll you one too.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Alright, nice. Okay, so we'll get 3 characters rolled up. We'll start with T Dower since he's our new player. Alright, abilities are rolled with 3 6-sided dice. A score of 3 to 8, which on the lower scale is considered to be low, out of 3 to 18 on 3 6-sided dice. A score of 9 to 12 is considered normal. And a score of 13 to 18, which is the higher scale, that's considered high, naturally. The higher the roll, the better, naturally. But it's kind of up to, of course, chance. Most scores will be about 9 to 12. To start off, your character has a strength of 1, plus 6, plus 5, 12. It's decent.
Alright,
So on your
That's
sheet,
good.
if you can, highly recommend, you abbreviate
hold on.
strength
Give me a
as
second. I'm gonna
STR.
go find a pen. Can't find a pen. Hold
Okay,
on.
that's fine.
I'm back. I'm back. I got a pen.
Alright, nice.
So strength 12, eh?
Yes, right, strength 12 on your sheet, or STR tag 12. As long as you understand your own notes, that's all that matters. You can take them however you want.
Yep.
But I recommend shorthanding things, make it as easy as possible for yourself. Alright, the second ability we're going to be rolling for is called your intelligence. Just writing it down too. One moment. Five plus 6 plus 4. You have an intelligence of 15. That's really good.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright, the third ability score is called wisdom. Your character has a 5 plus 2 plus 1. It's on the lower scale, but the upper lower scale, an 8. So it's not terrible. Alright, next is your dexterity. Yours is 3 plus 3 plus 3. It's average. A total of 9. The fifth ability score is called your constitution. Yours is 4 plus 2 plus 4. Total of 10. That's also decent. Final ability score called Charisma. 6 plus 4 plus 3. 13. Really good. Alright.
Very handsome and very intelligent.
Yeah. Big
So,
brains.
yeah, those are pretty good. All your scores, they pretty much do what they sound like they do, naturally. Strength is how strong you are, intelligence is how
Yep.
smart you are. Do you have any questions on the ability scores or what they might do for you?
What is Constitution? That's like the only one.
Okay, so Constitution is how tough you are. Your character's endurance, health,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that stuff.
I
Okay, so next is we're going to roll these abilities for the new characters of Naku and Random 2. So you'll learn as you go. If you do come back to play, the more you play, the more experience you'll have, and of course also the more seniority you have over newer players. And what does how you can see this progress is naturally your characters will get more experience if you survive, of course, and you will have more characters. Having more characters allows you to have more actions naturally, because you have to take the actions of your newer characters. Naturally, your retainers are NPCs, but you can still kind of guide or have influence over what they might do. Naturally, that means that you have more influence over where the game goes. So as you continue to play here and have more characters and get more experience, money, and all that, your stories will become more in depth and such, and you'll have more stories to tell because you have more characters. Naturally, the game is about telling stories of the characters in the game. So the more characters you have, the more stories you get that are, of course, alive. So let's see. These guys, of course, have been playing for a little while. They have extra characters. Some of them die every game. Characters will die, and characters will be made as well. So it's a constant brutal cycle, right? So Naku and Random are getting their newest ones. Let's see. Their newest recruits. And they can play as these characters, or they can have these characters play as retainers, NPCs. Okay, so Naku, we're going to start with you. Your newest character has a strength of 13.
Nice.
These players are a little more experienced, so I really don't take too much time to describe their stuff. We go through it quickly. As they get better, this stuff gets a lot easier. 11 intelligence.
Alright.
13 wisdom.
Alright.
11 dexterity.
Alright.
13 constitution.
30.
14 charisma.
Uh,
Those are really good rolls.
Nice.
Random, you're next.
yeah, got a little alarm.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. 15 strength.
Holy shit.
Lordy.
Intelligence 9.
Okay.
Wisdom 13.
13. Okay.
Charisma, or sorry, dexterity 8.
Uh,
Constitution 6.
6. Oh boy.
Charisma 11.
11. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, the next step
Very interesting.
is to choose a class. So you guys are all going to choose a class now. Class is your character's role in the party, their set of skills, and their job, pretty much. So naturally, every character is an adventurer, but there are 7 classes you can choose from. 7 different roles of the party, the types of adventurers. The first 4 classes belong to the race of humans, and the next 3 classes belong to the demi-humans, and they're also of a different race. They have the race of that class, naturally. So first are the human classes. These include clerics, fighters, magic users, and thieves. And then there are 3 demi-human classes. They are their own class. This is dwarf, elf, and halfling. Dwarves, elves, and halflings are demi-human classes. They adventure in a different way. They don't pick a particular class. They adventure as their race. Their race adventures as all classes that they can actually be. Typically this means fighter, maybe a magic user too for certain classes like elf. And they have other kind of skills based on their race, where they're from, different sets of skills. Alright, so between those 7 classes, you'll get to pick one class. And I will give you some recommendations based on your ability scores. So starting with T. Dower, the character is quite intelligent, decently strong. He's not very wise. Everything else he's pretty decent at. I would recommend Magic User because you're smart. Maybe Elf because you're somewhat strong. And maybe Fighter because you're somewhat strong. But I highly recommend Magic User due to your high intelligence.
Yeah, I'll just go with that then. Magic user.
Alright, good to go. And Magic User is, as it sounds like, any man who uses magic. That's your role in the group to use magic. Naku, you're next. You're strong, you're wise, you're tough. Any class, pretty much. I highly recommend Fighter, Cleric, and Dwarf to you.
I'll go fighter.
Random, you're very strong, you're very wise. I recommend Cleric or Fighter for you.
It's okay. You know, I'll go fighter.
Okay, next is hit points. Hit points are a reflection of how hard your character can be hit before they're killed. To give you a reference point, men usually have only 2 hit points. Women and children usually have around 1 hit point. This means in combat, if a man were to be hit with 2 points of damage, they would either be wounded or killed. For women and children, with 1 hit point of damage, they would be either wounded or killed, naturally. Alright, magic users have 1 to 4, it's random. So we roll a d4 to determine how many hit points a magic user has. This will be for T. Dower's character. His constitution is 10, which is average, which means no adjustment. So 4, very lucky. He's very tough, experienced, and knows how to survive. He has 4 of 4 hit points, twice as much as the average man.
Damn.
Maybe Rose strong as a mage.
Oh, by the way, you can. There's no stream.
There's no what?
The stream. I don't see the stream. Are you streaming?
I am streaming.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
he
the
is
hell?
streaming.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Oh, God damn Discord.
Yeah, it's very buggy all the time.
Alright, Naku's turn. As a fighter, with 13
Alright,
constitution, which is considered high, you get a +1 adjustment. So we're going to roll a d8 plus 1.
W.
Fighters get 1d8 hit points. 3 plus 1 is 4 total.
Alright,
Nice, not bad.
this side.
Random, you're next. With the low constitution of 6, you get a -1 adjustment. A d8 minus 1.
Hmm.
3 minus 1, 2 hit points.
Haha, 2 HP. There it is.
Alright,
Yeah,
we're
man.
almost done creating your characters.
Yeah,
The second to last step is equipment. Armor, weapons, supplies. We roll 3d6 to determine the value of your equipment. I'll give you a list of equipment your character starts with. You'll write this down. In the future, you can pick your own equipment. But to keep things moving quickly, I'm going to start you off with the basics, what you'll need to get by as your class. And these items will be the best your character can pretty much afford. So starting with T. Dower, you're going to take note here. This is all of your equipment. You'll be starting with a set of clothes. You can abbreviate this with just clothing. So write this down. This is your list of equipment. So you've got clothes so far. You've also got a spell book. This book will contain, of course, your spells. Next, you also have a light helmet and a bag. The light helmet will protect your head. The bag will allow you to carry equipment. Let's go ahead and write lightweight helmet or light helmet. Up to you. And then, of course, you have a bag, like a satchel. Alright. Next, you have an option between short bow and 20 arrows, which will help you hunt monsters down a lot better, or a spear, which will help you fight in close combat.
I'll take the arrows, I guess. Yeah.
Alright, good choice. Short bow and 20 arrows it is. This will allow you to shoot monsters before they're ever too close. If they ever do get too close, your chances of dying, of course, are naturally very high. You're giving them a chance to hit you. If you shoot a monster, they don't have any chance to hit you naturally. You have a chance to run away before they get close. So again, you've got a short bow and 20 arrows. Your final item is a 10-foot pole,
A 10-foot
tinderbox.
pole.
Yeah, your final items are tinderbox, 10-foot pole, um, and 6 torches.
Nice.
You'll need this to explore the dark places in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Lots of places, especially dungeons, are extremely dark. Torches are the lifeline, or the lifeline of adventurers' lifeblood. Without them, we can't explore. Let's see.
Sticky torch.
Naku, you're next. Let's get your equipment. Your character is a little poor for most fighters. You'll be starting with a set of clothes and a light helmet.
Yeah.
Okay, you'll also be starting with a spear.
Okay, W. Yeah.
And let's see, you've also got a sling and 30 stones.
Yeah.
You've got a bag. And you've got one tool of your choice. Any normal tool.
Let me get a sickle.
Alright, it's good for cutting down grass
Yeah.
or
If we're
plants.
in the swamps, then the sickle might be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You need to clear out an area for your camp or start farming, right? To sustain your
Yeah.
party out in the wilderness. Okay. Random, you next. We're almost done here. You're going
Alright.
to be starting with a set of clothes and a key.
Clothes. Oh, my guy is a fighter.
Oh shit, my bad. Set of clothes and a light
Yeah.
helmet.
Helm. Alright.
Also gonna start with, do you prefer missile weapons or do you prefer melee weapons?
I'd say I'm gonna put him at front rank, so I'm gonna go with
Melee.
melee for now.
Alright, good to go. We're also gonna get you then a spear,
Here.
a gamson, and the shield.
Shield. Alright, he's kitted out. Yeah, nice.
And let's see, a bag,
Bag.
a bandage,
Bandage.
a knife,
Nice.
and a oil flask.
Oil flask. That's interesting.
Alright, we're almost done here. We're almost done. The next step is to get spells for any characters that have spell books. Actually, this is T-Dower's character. You'll get some spells in your book. So your character is a first level magic user, which means he can memorize and cast one spell a day, pretty much. But you might have more than one spell in your book. This is the time to decide on your spells. You have 3 options on what spells you'll start with. Either you're going to start with 2 random spells, 2 Dungeon Master picked spells, or 1 spell of your choice. There's a list of spells at first level that you can potentially have at the start. So between those 3 methods of how you have your spells, you get to pick one. Whether you want to pick your own, again, right, or 2 Dungeon Master pick or 2 random. What is your preferred method for your starting spells?
I'll just take 2 random ones, I guess. Don't really know anything on them yet, so.
Mm-hmm.
W.
Let the
See?
dice decide.
Gambling. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A score of 1 and a score of 3. Naturally, these are random, so higher does not exactly mean better. Your starting spells include Charm Person and Floating Disc. Basically, Charm Person will allow you
W.
to charm a person, make them understand you as a friend. This can be helpful in maybe persuading a monster or an enemy that's a human or something, right? It has to be a person of some type. This can help you in a lot of different ways, whether you want to haggle, but make sure you're careful about it naturally, because this is enchanting someone, right? Do it in front of them, they will tell that you're trying to hex them. So you've got to be careful how you use the spell. The second spell is called Hold, or sorry, it's called a Floating Disc. This allows you to basically create an invisible magical disc that can carry a weight of 500 pounds. This is like almost like a telekinesis, right? You can lift a heavy weight nearby and it will follow you around at waist height. This is important if you have dead comrades to lift, or maybe treasure to haul out of the dungeon and such. Many different uses for it. But those are your two starting spells, and you can pick between them, or you can switch them out every day, every morning after you memorize and get some rest. Memorize a spell. So those are your two starting spells. Again, they are called Charm Person. That's your first one. And your second one is called Floating Disc.
Right.
Okay, we're almost done. Final step to creating your characters. You're going to choose a name for your characters. Okay, so you either can pick your own name, or you can get an old school name, which is randomly generated. So we're going to start with Tidauer. Tidauer, do you know what you want to name your first D&D character, or do you want to get a random one?
Give me a random one.
Okay, we're going to use a chart called the Homesian Random Names chart. It's a chart that creates old school style Dungeons and Dragons names by rolling dice, and these dice will determine what syllables are in your name, which will determine, of course, your name. So we're going to roll some random dice and see what you get. Most of the time, these names sound pretty good. They're typically unlike any normal name. They sound very, I guess, otherworldly. So, in a good way, not in a weird way. Like a different world of fantasy in the medieval times. Okay, so let's see. Names. Name chart. I scored a 28 so far on a d6 of 6. Okay. Alright, so yeah. Alright. So your character's name is Milnu. Milnu.
MIL. What was it again?
Milnu.
Uh,
Mildew.
Milnu. Yep, that's your
Milmu.
first character.
Right.
Okay. And then Naku, you're next.
I'll take random.
Right, 3. Okay, so Mo.
Oh, the power's back. Hell yeah. My power went out.
Alright, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's back now, so we're good. Let's see
That's
if the
good.
Wi-Fi comes back.
Alright, your character's name is Molef. So Naku, it's
Mo.
Molef. Molef.
All
Okay.
left.
Interesting.
Alright, random, you next.
Yeah, give me a random one too.
Okay,
Let's see
old
what
school
fun
names.
stuff comes out.
Alright, your name is Kanteth. So K-A-N.
What?
Kanteth or
Huh?
Kanteth? K-A-N-T.
Cantip?
Yeah, it's Kanteth. K-A-N-T-E-T-H.
Oh, it's T.
Okay? So it's either
Oh,
Kanteth or
Cantith.
Kanteth. Yeah, Kanteth. Kanteth.
Yeah, the philosopher Kant. Cantith.
Kanteth.
Interesting.
Kanteth.
Cantith once said.
My Discord is kind of being weird. It's like crashing, I think.
Yeah, Discord is a little weird out.
Alright. T
Discord's
Dower,
dying.
how much time do you have left with us? I know you had to drop out
Oh,
early.
maybe like 45 minutes.
45. Okay. We're gonna maybe play for an hour then. So we'll do a short one
Okay.
for today, guys, since he's new and we don't have many players anyway.
Let's try to get this thing as fast as we can, guys.
We'll do a
Yeah.
short run. Okay. Do you want to just do the 3 characters that we just rolled up, or do you guys want to bring your old ones?
Um, like
Well,
Like, do you
I
want to
roll.
play as the ones we just rolled up, or do you want to prepare your old characters and get them ready for this adventure? It's gonna be a short one, so it might not be worth it to get your old ones ready. You might just
Well,
play as these
I
ones.
don't think we have any money to get them ready, so it's just a retainer at this point.
Okay, so do you want to play as Livius and then skip prep?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't
Okay.
have any
yeah.
money, so no prep anywhere.
And then a Brule, you want to play as a Brule and skip prep and just recruit your current retainer, or do you want to recruit the other ones too?
I'm gonna try to recruit the other ones. That's all. I don't want to do anything else though.
Okay, perfect. That will save us some time. We can get started a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go over the characters we've got for this party. Definitely have a Brule then, because that's the one you're playing as. The one you're playing as always comes naturally. So Brule the veteran's coming along, and then of course his newest retainer, his recruit, is Molef, right? Molef the veteran.
Yeah.
All right, and who do you want to recruit?
Admore, Hargith, and Faraz.
Admer, Hargeth, and who was the last one?
For Ias.
Farias. Okay. So Anmer will try him first. At some point, you met with him, and you, of course, invite him to join this next adventure, right? For Golden Glory and such.
Yeah.
Do you make any other offers, or is that the basic standard invite?
That's the basics. I'm trying to fill this new recruit out.
Okay. So, what's your charisma?
11.
11. Okay. So you've got a morale
Yeah.
of 7 then. Okay. So let me see adjustments that we can make. There might be a loyalty bonus if you've been good to him as an employer. But so far I scored an 8, which is bad. That
Oh
means you
God.
might not want to come this time. Loyalty. Retainers have a loyalty rating determined by the hiring character's charisma. This can be adjusted. Retainer's loyalty may be increased if the PC has been particularly good to the retainer, such as having given additional treasure. Penalties mean that loyalty may be reduced if the PC has been cruel or contrary to their word. You've lied, right? You
Uh,
didn't get them golden glory, such. In this case, it would be a penalty since in your last few runs, they haven't been paid very well. So I would say a -1.
oh. Yeah.
So Onmer's not coming along for
Uh,
this run. You can try getting him next time, but as of this week, like many other players, this NPC won't be joining you for this adventure. Alright, who else did
Alright.
you say you want to try to invite? Hargith?
Yeah, Hargith and Farias.
You met with Hargith and he also shook his head to your offer.
Ah, right.
And then
Oh, what?
Farias also definitely shook his head.
Yeah.
None of them want to come along this week. Maybe next
Oh
week, but
God.
not this week. Is this fine with you, or do you want to make a better offer to them?
Uh, I think it's cool. I mean, I could try Neo, but yeah.
You want to try him?
Yeah, let's try Neo. Lord.
What's his name again? Neil? How do you spell it?
Yeah. Neo.
Oh, Neo. Neo. Okay, yeah, I see him
Yeah.
on my list.
Matrix.
He's not in either. Scored a 9. It's bad.
Alright, well, that's it.
Suck.
Alright, none of
No
you
one
old
wants.
guys want to join in for this one.
Yeah.
We'll try randoms characters then. Livius, who do you want to invite?
Uh, I don't have any other characters.
Oh,
Livius was like yeah. I made
yeah, Livius
Livius
was the
last
one.
game.
So it's just Livius recruiting or inviting, of course,
Livius.
Kantet, who's recently joined
Yeah.
your retinue.
Yeah. Pretty much. Um, who was Abru's character? Molef.
Well, yeah.
Can't.
Well, looks like it's just us four today. Yeah.
Well, total, we might need to get
Well, we've
one
got
letter.
5, because it's Abrul, Molef, Livius, Cantith, and of course, Milnu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2 retainers, 3
I'd be able to do
adventurers, or 3 employers, 2 retainers. Okay. Alright, not too bad. Alright, we are pretty much done with preparation. We'll take a small break of 5 minutes. When you come back, we'll start the adventure. So take 5.
it.
Yeah.
Alright, charisma, so
So
good.
yeah, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. You can make them. I don't know if you can make them retire or something, but it is what it is. Irene. I mean, good. I'm done asking for like everyone to join and shit.
Yeah.
Uh, I asked, they're like, I wanna join, and then they don't join.
Yeah. I mean,
Fucking
this just
idiot.
happened. It's so very early. A lot of people were very
To
late,
be honest, though,
so
you could have started playing as Molov. That would have been
I
good.
could. I mean,
14
I kind of
charisma.
true. I kind of like a brewer right now, though. Probably
Yeah,
gonna
that is
stick with.
true. He's got a nice name. He's got an
Yeah.
interesting thing to it.
Yeah.
Anyways, anyways, Tidor, Tidor.
Yo.
So, charm person. Basically, we see goblin. If there's like a singled out goblin and there's no way out and we're losing, you can basically do charm person, and if you succeed, then that goblin is your friend, pretty much.
I
Uh, so the caveat is you can't make it do things that it wouldn't normally want to do. Like I can't, you can't tell it to just like kill itself or like kill its friends or anything, right?
Yep.
And yeah, so you can make it do basic stuff like basically anything that your friend would do for you normally. Probably probably whatever the hell you charmed would do for you as well if you ask.
I
So yeah, pretty much. It's typically better for like lower intelligence characters than higher intelligence. Like it's better for charming a monster that is a human like monster than it is to charm like a human being, right? So
Yep.
yeah. And the floating disc thing, that's good as well, but it's very specific. So like if we find like a massive fucking haul of something, I don't know, something, we can just pull it out of there.
Alright.
Yeah, pretty much. Naku, are we going to the church?
Uh, Probably, but gotta see what they offer.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna go take a piss.
Yeah. Supposed to be love. Okay. We got a mage and we got a thief. It could be possible.
Wee, wee.
Yeah.
Alright, is
Might have
this
to do.
working?
Yeah. Probably just want to do something small today.
Got some water, got some food. I'm not hungry anymore. Where's the fucking Why does the whiteboard keep whiting out?
I don't know. Discord's been tweaking. That's why I don't join it right now.
Discord sucks, man. I don't know what the hell keeps happening.
Terrible app.
Oh God.
Alright,
Anyways,
gentlemen, it's been roughly 5 minutes. Are we all back?
yep,
Naku,
I'm
Randall?
Yep.
back.
Alright,
Yep, yep,
you
yep.
know, okay, nice.
Yeah, we all here.
Epic. Alright, let's begin. So like I explained at the start of this, the Dungeon Master begins the game by describing to you the scenario, which you must imagine. From there, you'll be allowed to take on your own actions. You're free to discuss, think about your actions of course before deciding, but once you choose your action, you have to also wait everyone else's chance to choose an action. Once everyone has decided, the Dungeon Master will then of course decide or of course interpret and decide of course what exactly happens when you try these various actions. So to start it off, I'll now introduce to you the scenario. Your characters find themselves in a medieval village called Gagefsi. This is a village in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, close to the frontier of mankind. To the west are dangerous, untamed lands, and to the east are recently settled lands, lands of somewhat peace, often disturbed and attacked, tested by varying factions and of course monsters. Your characters seek golden glory. They've recently joined up together as a party to get golden glory. They're of course taking high risks, perhaps for high rewards. Now it's up to you to decide how exactly you will acquire this. However, we do start off with a bit of a hook. As per usual, your characters have had time to prepare for their expedition. They've had time to equip armor, weapons, supplies, train, meet each other, understand who's in this group, who they are, what they're capable of, what their goals are, and of course how they might acquire this goal, which is gold and glory. Recently, in the village of Gessi, you've heard of a few rumors, but one that strikes you the most, one that has good risk involved, includes a ruin involving uh, monsters near your village. There's a local ruin. It is south of Gagevsi. This ruin is the ruin of a small mine shaft. It was once used by the village of Gagevsi to obtain limestone and other precious materials that were a bit rare but found deeper under this mine. The mine was closed last year actually, pretty recently, after the typical kind of trouble caused by monsters. Miners might have dug too deep, but for whatever reason, monsters began to infest that mine shaft, and now it's full of monsters. It needs to be cleared. It is a
Damn.
dangerous quest, but all that's asked of is to help the front, or help to, of course, conquer the mine. The mine is recently kind of abandoned, and there has been very little to no progress made against it. But your party's been, of course, offered the chance to go out there and maybe clear out those mines, or at least what parts you can. However far you can get, you might even get rewarded for it. So naturally, monsters in there need to be hunted. Their heads have a bounty on them. It is a place where you can find monsters to hunt, and those heads are valuable. Secondarily, clearing the ruins. You can kill them off and secure positions. Miners can start to move in and defend areas of the mine that have been cleared out. They can build up fortresses again as long as you can clear out the mine and of course escort miners in there to begin construction and retaking of the mine naturally. Miners are already encamped there and they've already kind of began the siege about a few months ago. They're starting up again. The entrance to the mine is secure, so there's no trouble of course, approaching the cave itself or the mine. But in the mine, that is where it gets dangerous. This is your first chance to get golden glory as a party. Naturally, you can think it over. Maybe you have cold feet and you would rather do something else. Tonight, you decide. Your party sits around the campfire, It's um it's the middle of winter here in the lands of the swamps. You're in a land called Scorchmoor, also known as the Scorched Swamplands. This is your home and country, sort of, or so to speak. Your hometown is Gagefsi, the village you're currently stationed at. There's 5 of you, again, a god around fire, and you're trying to figure out what to do. So, when you're ready, you can tell me, the Dungeon Master, what you want to do. Please, if you can, when you're ready to tell me, as in the Dungeon Master, what you want to do. But if you don't tell me, then I'm going to assume you're talking to each other. You're free to discuss.
Tidor.
Yo, what's the plan?
Right now, Naku has got some dealings with the church. Typically, what we do is take a caravan, guard it, take it to the dungeon, and basically the job is to just like take it there and then bring it back safely, and we get some money. And then while we have it in the dungeon, we get some off time, maybe like a day of off time, and then we can go in the dungeon and loot the dungeon from there, right?
All
So
right.
that's one. The other thing, but I wouldn't recommend it. The other thing is that we've got some bounties that we found out last game. There's lizard men. There's this gang of bandits. They're
There's a
paying
missing
good.
girl. There's a
There's a
missing girl
missing
too.
girl, and then there's a child molester who
Or
kidnaps children from the church.
Oh
Now,
shit.
we
yeah,
could do the child molester one. We could get some
Yo,
rep.
that one. I think that guy, like, you know,
huh? Up to you guys. I'm just chilling. I'm gonna
I
take a back
mean,
game.
I'm down for whatever. So I'll
yeah,
leave it up to.
I have no idea what I'm doing, so yeah, I don't care.
So are we going for like the story type shit, or are we going for the dungeon? That's.
I
I mean,
would.
Naku, you do
Okay.
have to get your standing back up with the church.
Yeah, yeah. So if we catch a child molester, we could get some. Could like get my standing back up a little bit, bro.
Yeah,
I
that
want to
is
get the
true as
stand.
well. So we could just immediately start because it's nighttime, right? So the idea is the child molester was seen at night. It is nighttime, so we could just immediately start investigating.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, we can do that. Need to get my standing up a bit anyway.
Yeah,
All right.
Tidor, you can use the charm person spell on the child
Yo.
molester. Yeah,
All
we
right.
can hold. Yeah, so basically, if you use the charm person spell, at the very least, he'll be friendly, and you can just like hang out with them till we hand him over to the fucking authorities. Simple as that.
All right.
Right.
So I guess,
Oh,
yeah,
go ahead. Oh,
yeah, you can. That is the thing we want to do. We want to go for the bounty that we found last game. About what's the I oh, Zane's here. Anyways, we want to go for the bounty that we had for the hooded child molester, child kidnapper thing.
alright. So it sounds like your party has somewhat of an idea of what they want to do. You've discussed it.
Mm.
It's time to decide on what actions you'll take. So you're at the camp right now. Your party's camp. Out here in the campgrounds or the outskirts of Kagefsi, your village. Naturally, it's night. The streets are mostly empty. If you go out to patrol them, that's about it. If you pass out curfew, you will be questioned. And,
Mm.
of course, most likely, perhaps arrested. Being out at night in the streets of
Mhm.
Gegesi is considered a minor offense. Naturally, they can only assume the worst.
That's not
These are
good.
trying times, so there is a bit of a strict law against anyone out past sunset without permission or escorts. Gegesi's village is well secured and well patrolled by guards. Alright, so, although it's night, you decide to leave your camp, it sounds like, and you want to explore the village. Is this what
Um,
you guys want to do?
I guess just to be safe, we would like to talk to the guards first.
Alright, so you
Smart.
approach some guards near your camp, right, patrolling your campgrounds. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Livius is at least going there. Brule and Milne As Livius sets out, suggesting you follow him, he says, or speaks as we do this, as if he's in charge, right? You can follow him if you want, or you can take your own lead. So starting with Abrul, do you want to set out after Livius and meet some guards, or do you want to try something else?
I tend to believe him because we gotta talk to the guards about what we're planning anyway.
Okay, you go with Livius. Mjolnir, what's your action? What would you like to do?
I'll go with Livius.
Okay, Abrul and Mjolnir. You follow Livius through the streets of the campgrounds and approach a few guards patrolling these streets. You see, as your band of adventurers make their way to the streets, the guards halt you. They carry crossbow, lanterns, and polearms. A group of roughly 3 guardsmen, well armed and armored. Halt!
Mm.
Yes.
Why do you cross at this hour? You know the rules. Return to your camps.
Yes, sir. I understand. I understand. We were trying to talk to you actually. So recently we've found out in the tavern that there is a man who has been going around kidnapping children from the church, and the information suggests that the man is only hanging around the church at night. So we had this plan that we would catch the whoever it is that is responsible for it, and we would hand him over to the authorities. Now, if you would let us, we would like to investigate that area and maybe finish the bounty.
The guards kind of shrug and say, well, we're glad you're on board and are offer such a challenge, but the reason why I have curfew now, which is a recent rule that's been implemented in the village, is because of that reason. We are looking for
Oh,
any dangerous people.
Understandable.
oh.
If you want to help us hunt for this
But
man or any other kind of outlaw during the night, you'll need to get permission. I can take you to a
Yeah.
place, to the one of the gates or one of our quarters to get permission from the guard. You can perhaps join the guard or, of course, get permission. Most likely, though, you'll most likely have to join the guard if you want to help us hunt down these outlaws in the night.
mm,
Patrol the
I,
streets for any outlaws. We already have men patrolling the church grounds.
okay.
But if you don't wear our coats of
interesting.
arms and identify as one of the guards, it's going to be hard for any other guard to distinguish you as someone who has permission to roam the
Hmm.
streets at night, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that is perfectly understandable. I mean, are we are we gonna do this? The bounty isn't that big.
Yeah,
uh,
we could try to get permission, but I doubt
yeah.
we're going to be.
I mean, I wouldn't say we join the guards entirely, but we could have a contract or something. We could wear
Yeah,
their badge.
something like
Uh,
that.
yeah, we could be private investigator type deals, maybe.
Yeah,
I
hopefully.
If you join the
suppose I
guard, you'll be
suppose.
following orders, of course.
Hmm.
You don't
Ooh,
exactly have to pick where you go in the guard, but our streets are well patrolled at the moment. We're not hiring
Okay.
any
So
private investigators.
okay. You know what?
this one.
In that case, I trust you folks to do what's right and catch the hooded guy. And I suppose then it's not something that we need to have a headache over.
It's above our
Yeah.
expertise.
Yeah,
Alright then.
yeah, so we'll just go back to the camp and sleep for the night.
Have a good night. Get some rest.
Yeah, you too, sir. You too.
The guards carefully watch you guys return to
That's
your
lovely.
campgrounds before moving on.
Yeah.
You
You
guys want to go out
guys,
anyway, or
what do
you
you
guys
guys
want to
do?
call it a
No,
night,
no,
or
no, no.
something else?
We'll go back to the camp. We'll
Yeah,
chill out for the night.
we don't want to deal with the guards. So be more.
Alright,
We're not
Livius
trying
and
to deal.
Abrul, your men are headed back. Milne, what do you think?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay, the first quest was somewhat a fail. Looks like
Yeah,
such a job is already taken care of. Naturally, the
yeah.
guards have a job anyway.
All right, but they still gonna catch them. Well, whatever.
No, hopefully they do. Who cares? It's 50
Yeah,
coppers, so fuck it.
yeah, it's not worth the trouble.
Yeah, we'll go to the
Yeah.
church the next day. Carm.
All right, let's go.
Alright. The following morning, after you get some rest,
Hmm.
in the morning you can visit the free food line out here in the village, near the outskirts, to get your free breakfast. It's offered to any
Yeah.
tax-paying members of the village, naturally.
Yes.
Your characters currently are paid for at the moment, but after a year, you'll have to, when tax season comes around, you'll have to pay your taxes again. At the moment,
No,
it's
absolutely.
not the new year. New year, starting the next year, of course. It's winter right now, but late winter is when the new year starts. That's going to be the time to pay taxes. Or midwinter,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, January.
Make
What's the
some money.
tax rate?
But for
What's
now,
the
you're fine.
tax rate?
Yeah, you're not taxed right now. You'll be
Okay.
taxed next month. The tax rate is about 10 silvers per member of the village.
Oh, that's not bad actually.
Yep, it's 1 silver per month. Well, you pay only 10 out of the 12 months, so there's a discount of 2.
Oh, that's
That's good.
good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not bad really. You can
It's
do
like
that.
This
it's
pays
like
for all
100
your
copper
free
per
food,
second.
your protection, all the things, so that of course the village can function naturally for the
I
year.
like it. Yeah, this is good.
Alright,
Well, I guess
anyway,
it's
yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
After a night's rest in the morning, you've had your breakfast, you guys are just kind of at the one of the free food lands out here in Galgifsi, sitting at a campfire publicly with other hungry visitors or villagers who are like you, like the majority of the villagers in this frontier settlement, homeless, right? Perhaps they have tents, perhaps they have their own campgrounds, but they don't have their own house, they don't have their own way of kind of sustaining themselves without this paying extra money. So you guys are here eating what the village provides, which is, this morning at least, porridge, a bit of meat, and the fruit.
Okay.
Alright, your breakfast is had. Anything you guys want to do or discuss over breakfast? Otherwise, we can take actions after breakfast.
I mean, let's make a beeline to the church then. Abrul, you're up. You're you're
yeah,
you're a savior now.
savior. Oh God, you give me
Yeah,
too much
so
credit.
Livius has made a suggestion. Anyone else want to discuss anything before we take actions?
Uh, not really.
Alright, Abrul's on board. No money has been gained yet. It's day 2 of your adventure. Adventures have a day limit of 10 days, or 7 to 10 days max. After that, your adventure ends automatically. It becomes a second adventure. So, day 2 of your adventure. Your party is headed out toward the temple here in Gagefsi, a temple dedicated to God, or the worship of God. It's a small wooden church built in the village near the center, close to the mountain bailey that is protecting, or of course overlooking the rest of the village. It's the center of the village. You're headed there right now, actually. Milner, are you on board with this too?
Yep.
Nice. Alright. So the 5 of you make your way through the streets of Gagesi. Five, five experienced, or maybe not experienced, but at least trained soldiers of fortune, adventurers. As you cross through the streets, of course, guards keep their eyes on you. Villagers, of course, make room for you. And you're passing toward the temple. On your way there this morning, you're approached by a few merchants who are perhaps interested in your group. They see 5 armed and armored, equipped, supplied troops. They approach you and actually offer you a job. Excuse me, gentlemen.
Mm.
Would you perhaps be available for any work? We are in dire need of some. Uh, we're in dire need of some hired swords.
Interesting.
Uh,
Tell
maybe
us
here the
more.
maybe here the
Let's
contacts.
hear. Yeah,
Our
let's hear
recent
them out.
guards just abandoned us for whatever reasons. We we would like to employ your services. You see, it's just me here and my brother. We have a small caravan, a car pulled by a couple
Mm.
mules and donkeys, and we need protection on the way to the frontier settlement Zertanki to the west of here. It's a 2-day trip.
Oh, no, no, no.
No. Oh no.
If it's
Uh,
too much
uh,
trouble, we can go elsewhere. But
yeah,
please,
yeah,
if you can, help us.
please.
Okay. Let's hear him out. Listen, how much are you paying? That's the real question is.
Yeah.
We are prepared to pay each of you 1 silver for the 2 days of travel, and upon completion, we'll pay you twice as much. So a total of 4 silver will be gained for each member of your
No,
party.
Nah.
no,
I
I'm
would say
sorry.
we appreciate the offer and we understand where you're coming from, but we have relatives that have died in Sertanki, and we would much rather not, you know, go
Yeah,
back.
too much blood, too much tears, too much everything.
Too many memories, too many bad memories there.
Alright, no problem. Sorry to be a bother, gentlemen. And the merchants move on.
It, it's all right.
Alright, you made it to the temple here in Gogefsi, a wooden church.
Okay.
You can see around the temple are buildings attached to it or related to it, gardens and open workshops such as open wineries and uh, let's see what else the temple can offer you. There's a grave nearby, a large grave actually, quite large, a cemetery, right?
Yeah.
Um, and then of course, uh, entering and leaving the temple. Majority of them are followers of God, just normal villagers, perhaps visiting to get help and assistance, right? Maybe some guidance.
Mm.
Some are leaving. Majority
Yeah.
are actually entering this morning, at least for morning prayers or whatever it might be. A few of them that are near the temple are acolytes, guiding people into the temple. And outside of the village, also the village temple are a few tents. They look like they are isolated from the temple. There are guardsmen there, heavily guarded, but you can hear a lot of coughing, crying, and sneezing in it. It's an infirmary or an outdoor kind of uh, area for. It is a what's the word? It's an area isolating sickly people. I forgot what it's called,
Uh,
but you get the
Quarantine?
idea. Yeah, quarantine area,
Yeah, sick
so
bay.
to speak, a sick bay. So
Yeah.
naturally, the temple is a little too full to house all these sickly people. But some of you have heard rumor that the plague has begun to spread to the village, and it's currently being contained already.
good,
I
good,
see.
good, good.
Okay,
That's good.
the village knows how to take
All
care
right.
of itself. It's lasted many years. All right, you approach the
Yeah.
temple, and do you want to go inside, or do you want to visit a different part around the temple? There are many, also, I forgot to mention, but there are many guards serving the temple, soldiers of God here,
Yeah, yeah,
armed and armored.
yeah. I'm gonna stop and deposit my weapons at the guards first because I don't want to get tackled and took out.
All right,
Uh, Who
very
else
well.
want to go?
As
Uh,
you approach the
as that.
entrance, you make a
Yeah.
visit to the guards, and of course, turn in your gear. They store it in the house nearby, a storehouse for anyone visiting to have weapons. Of course, they give you each, of course, a little like tab or ticket that
Mm.
represents where your gear is in the storehouse. So you turn it in so you can get your gear back. All right. God
Yeah.
bless you, gentlemen. Have a good day. Welcome
God
to the
bless you as
Temple
well,
of God.
brothers.
All right. So if it's alright with you, all of you have turned in your weapons. Is this fine, Abrul, Livius, and
Yeah.
Milnu?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Fine with me.
All weapons have been turned in. You're now all unarmed. Same with the retainers. They've turned in their
You.
weapons. You've all received
Yeah,
a
sure.
Yeah.
ticket.
All
Alright, you
right.
may enter. As you walk through the temple entrance, doors wide open, immediately you're greeted by the smell of warm bread and cheese, and so it sounds like food is being cooked in the kitchen nearby. The main hall of worship is full. People are here this morning actually listening to preaching. There's preaching going on here. You can take a seat if you'd like. There are a few guards near the entrance, of course, and an acolyte looks to the five of you and welcomes you into the hall of worship. Please have a seat.
Okay.
Would you guys like to
All
Yep.
right.
join for prayers or preaching?
I
I
mean, we could.
guess sure if
Yeah,
there's
I'd
there.
get. Sure.
All right, your party has a seat, and the priest, the far end, is of course preaching word of God. He is talking about right now today. He is talking about trying times. He's reading passages from the Bible about, of course, um, you know, determination and uh, pushing on past the evil and being strong. He's reading verses and such related to that, whatever verses you might know. He will describe such verses, and people are just listening carefully and quietly as they can. Children are a bit loud, babies are crying. It's full today, quite full, and it's hard to find a seat. In fact, most of you are actually separated when you try to find your seats. So maybe one or two of you can stick together, but the rest of you have to squeeze in wherever you can. So it's a long and lengthy preaching, and after a good 10 minutes go by, everyone's asked to get up and sing. Um, so people are singing now, right, together at the temple. Would you
Right.
guys like to join in singing or praying? I guess prayer, singing.
I'll join.
I
All right.
mean,
I'll join.
fuck it. Why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's do
Your
it.
characters, they feel, I guess, a bit of a community here, right? They feel welcome
Yeah.
and a bit at home. The people near you, they hold hands with you, even though you're strangers. They're kind, and you guys pray together, you sing together, and after all of this, of course, everyone's invited to have food and drink. The food is done and ready to eat this morning. It's basically melted cheese on bread for everyone and dipping sauce, tomato soup. It's like grilled cheese but medieval style, right? And everyone's
Wow.
offered some food. You get in line, you get some delicious food. So besides the nasty kind of food you ate this morning, you get to eat the church food. So bread, cheese, tomato sauce, juice
Oh,
or
nice.
milk. Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
church food.
Nice.
Eating good.
All right.
Eating
So
good
you
today,
eat good
boys.
today. Your second breakfast. So everyone's very welcoming. People are leaving at this point after breakfast here, right? It's not really a meal. It's more of a snack. So everyone's just given like a little bit of bread, cheese, and there's shared bowls of tomato soup that you guys dip your bread in, and of course everyone can drink from the same bowls or cups of juice and milk and all that. You guys sit around wherever you can fit in, and just dine in with everyone else. A few people here are in fact sickly, despite this, of course. They don't seem terribly sickly, but there is a chance to get sick as well. 1 in 20 chance for you guys to catch the plague. Alright, let's see if anyone
Lord.
here catches it. You pray hard, you pray well that you don't get sick from this meal or being around all these people, and
Yeah.
you feel fine after breakfast. Do you guys want to leave the temple now, or do you guys want to stay a little longer? Most people are leaving. If you're trying to speak with perhaps, you know, one of the followers or one of the leaders of the church, you can stay around. Acolytes are available immediately. They are
All
first
right.
level clerics, right?
I immediately try to go talk to acolyte
An
or maybe
acolyte.
anyone that I seem like familiar towards.
More, of course, higher positions of power include the adepts, which you might be able to find if you search hard enough, but you might have to wait your turn. They're more experienced and more, of course, they have more abilities than acolytes. Acolytes can pray for you, but adepts can actually cast spells. And the most powerful of the church are, of course, the priest. There are a couple priests here, and of course the vicar. The vicar is the strongest cleric here, or holy leader. Acolytes are the lowest of the holy leaders. Cleric naturally means holy leader, right? Holy member of the or
Mm.
leader of the clergy. So naturally there are also monks, just normal monks and other worshippers here helping, right? Serve monks, brothers and sisters and such, nuns. They are low level though. Okay, so
Yeah.
you approach one of the acolytes, the first level cleric that is available. Um, your party of 5, or at least you want to approach one Abrul. Do we all want to stick together, or do you guys want to spread out?
I
So
said
Abrul,
we're all stick together.
Abrul,
Yeah.
Livius, your
Yeah.
retainers are together. Milne, what do
Together.
you think? You want to stay with them?
Yeah, we're gonna stick together.
Alright, the 5 of you approach one of the acolytes. You approach an acolyte, and he nods at the 5 of you and says, God bless. How can I help you?
Brother, this is a rule. I returned after I didn't make the main caravan mission because I got caught up in a chaotic party, and I come looking for business for me and my party this time.
Oh, oh, Brule the veteran. This way, please.
Yes.
He takes you to an office where you meet with an adept. The same adept you met last week, or 2 weeks ago. It's been a while. The Adept sees you and is happy to see you. Alright. It is Adept Mulser. Oh, Abrul. Welcome back. Last week, maybe you had a bit of cold feet? No worries. We managed to find someone to get the job done. Eventually.
I'm happy for that, brother. Apologize. I had chaotic people in my party. It was very unfortunate.
Understandable, of course. I assume you're here looking for work this week.
Of course, as always.
Well, fortunately, the temple does not really need any assistance at the moment.
Uh, can't get. There's no caravan,
At
nothing at
least we
all
don't need
this
the
week.
assistance from adventurers as of right now. Things are quite settled
Uh,
and going well to the north. They've been resupplied heavily by the caravan we sent out, so we don't really need anyone to escort supplies at the moment. However,
mm,
if you are interested, there's actually a rumored item we're after that belongs to the ruins north of here if you plan visiting them anytime soon. Other bands or other parties of adventurers and clerics are actually hunting it down. Particularly, we heard rumor that the ancient temple ruin once had a sort of, I would say, a room dedicated to a brewery, but not just any kind. It's a holy brewery, I would say. It refined a certain kind of potion. Potions that can be divined and created by clerics like my level and alike, and higher, of course. There's a room somewhere in that temple that has a pool of healing, and we're looking for a party that can perhaps identify where this is so that we can secure it and begin curing villagers of any kind of light
uh,
injuries. There's a pool of healing there that must be secured. Perhaps if you find it, we'll pay you quite well. In fact, the bounty currently placed on it is, last I heard, based on what the vicar said, he placed I think it was 500 silver piece reward on anyone who can find the pool of healing in the temple. It has yet to be found. Once it's found, of course, we'll be able to
ah,
secure it and make use of it. Maybe even transport it back to the
500
village.
silver.
Indeed, 500
Wait,
silvers,
brothers.
so
50 gold pieces.
is it an item?
It is not an item, it is a piece of architecture engraved with runes. It is a pool of healing.
Oh,
Mm,
They say that the
okay,
waters or the whatever is in there to drink it will heal you of any light
interesting.
injuries.
Very interesting.
Yes, a pool of healing.
sounds like a miracle.
But they say it's pretty deep
Are you sure this?
in the temple.
Mm, it's pretty deep. Okay, that's gonna be dangerous.
If you manage to find it, there is a
Uh,
500 silver piece reward. Once it's found, we can secure it and take claim, make
Hmm.
use of it, heal the villagers of Gagesi permanently.
Yes,
mm,
that
permanently?
sounds like an amazing
Well, at
idea.
least we'll have a
I
quicker
mean,
way
brother.
to heal them, right? All we have to do is get that pool of holy water. They can drink from it and be healed of any light injuries.
How I wanna ask, how far is this place from here?
The temple, it's roughly 3 days away on foot.
Okay.
You can do it.
Well, we can
I've
do
done it
it,
before.
but we need food. We need some
Uh,
food for the travels. That is
yeah,
that is the biggest.
it's very true. We don't
Well,
have any money, unfortunately.
that's all I can really say for now. Feel welcome to enjoy the rest of your stay at the temple, but we have quite a bit of work to get done. And you see the acolytes behind you kind of
Ah,
escort you out of the office, right?
sure.
So they don't
Mm,
really offer you a job, but they offer you a hook, right? A reason to go to the
mm,
ruins north of here.
okay.
There's a bounty placed
Um.
on a pool of healing.
All right. That is very interesting. Now the issue is we need food. How do we get food?
Okay.
Well, I have 29 coppers, bro.
So I would say we'll stick
Oh.
to a simple job because our morale is running low. We've got 20 minutes left.
Hmm.
Milner needs to hop
Oh.
out soon,
Oh,
right?
shit.
So
Yeah, I don't got much longer.
Shit. Is there any just regular quests we can
Alright.
just do right now?
Yeah.
Let's just do a regular quest, because I don't want to take up too much
Let,
time with
let's just hunt, I guess. Fuck it. Let's just hunt. Let's just hunt some
you
monsters.
guys want to
You
go on a
can
monster hunt? Track some
yeah,
monsters down?
let's just could you please just give us like a general idea of what's around us? What kind of
Terrain?
terrain?
Okay. Alright. Your characters decide it's time to look over the terrain around your village. Maybe you look at your
Mm,
mouse. Maybe you patrol the village outskirts, see what we've got to deal with.
mm,
And Gagefsi has forest to the west, to the northwest, and to the southwest. Rivers going through that forest. To the north are
mm.
rugged grasslands, plains, and such. Northeast plains, east plains, southeast plains, and to the south are hills. Those are your three terrain types. Forest to the west,
No swamp.
no swamps near Gagefsi. Gagefsi was built
That
on good
is.
grounds.
Oh,
Naturally, they wouldn't build a village in the swamps. It'd be
plain.
really dangerous. Unless there was good reason
Yeah,
to,
that
right?
that
Like a
makes sense.
close by ruin to explore, or castle.
Uh, that's why the bounty on the lizard men are so high.
Yeah, anywhere not in
All
the
right.
peacetime areas where the villages are made. The villages and such have been made in
Hmm,
areas that have the least amount of swamps in the region. They've been made in the only areas of the world kind of at the moment that has the least amount of swamps. Everywhere else is super swampy. So,
okay.
in the Scorchmoor. Naturally, they built
Okay.
it here so that they wouldn't
So
suffer from the swamps.
northeast is plains, right?
Northeast is plains indeed.
Okay. I guess we'll just head out northeast. What about what do you guys say?
I'm down.
Yeah, sounds good.
There are mountains far
All
to the
right.
north. That's what you've heard at
Mm,
least. A strip of mountains that separates the Scorchmoor from a different land, right? A different
mm.
land called the uh, north of Scorchmoor is I think it's called. I'll have to double check later, but I think it's like something like it's highlands to the north, something like that. The Windlands or something like that. So it's rugged mountains, plains, and that's pretty much
Oh.
it. Mountains and plains far north of here. An open steppe.
All right. So I guess I mean northeast is plains. As long as we're in the plains and we don't get attacked by a dragon, I think we should be good.
Oh,
So
shit.
I'd say let's go northeast for now. We'll venture out northeast.
Alright. Your party now sets out into the wilderness on a hunt for monsters, whatever we can find.
Mm.
Okay. We're now marching, you said east or
Near so
northeast?
northeast.
Northeast. Okay. The rugged grasslands, your party marches northeast. And northeast, in fact, of Gilgefsi, there is indeed, if you're interested, there's indeed a road that leads you all the way to the village of Bromolo. Would you like to take this road? Or would you like to go around it, branch off further north or
How
east?
how far is Bromolo? This is interesting. How far is Bromolo?
Well, if you take this road, you move a lot faster. So the road goes north first, then east again, then north, and then of course to a river that you will follow to get all the way to Bromolo.
Naku?
So it's if you want to go to
Ah?
the town, right, the nearest town of here, which has really good equipment, armor, and supplies. But of course, it's the most peaceful area naturally, so little opportunity to get money, right, or at least to
Yeah.
get the golden glory. Bromolo's to the east. If you take the road, it's roughly, let's see, 5-ish leagues by road, 15 miles, but naturally move 50% faster on a road.
I don't know if we need peace
Interesting.
areas, though. We don't. I
No,
don't know.
No, I reckon we should fight
well,
some
in
shit.
that case, well, I get, huh? Milno?
What? Oh, no, don't worry.
Tutor. Alright. You know what? We'll check it out later. How about that, Naku? For now,
Yeah,
let's
we could
just roam
definitely
around.
write that in notes. Write
Yeah,
that in
let's
notes.
just
Just see. Yeah,
You
yeah,
want to roam the lands northeast
yeah,
of Galgesi then? Just the plains? Avoid the road?
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Alright. Do you want to pass through the northeast area, or do you want to just roam it? Like, how far do you want to go in before you patrol it for any monsters or animals?
Um, so we're moving at medium footman rate, which means 2 miles an hour, 6 hours of marching. I would say about 3 miles in.
Okay. You just go 3 miles north, see what you get.
Northeast, yeah.
Alright. Your march begins. 3 miles north takes you roughly about 1.5 hours to get through. We'll see if you encounter anything on the way there. Naturally, your party is hunting for monsters, looking for any signs of a monster out here. So we'll not just roll for potential monsters, we'll not just roll for potential animals, we'll also make an additional roll for monsters. So 2 monster rolls, 1 animal roll, since you're obviously taking initiative and trying to find a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So after roughly 3 hours, making your way through the rugged grasslands north of Gagesi,
3 hours?
you passed over, or not 3 hours, 1.5 hours, 3 miles. You've
1.5 hours.
passed, or roughly 3 miles northeast of Gagesi. You did pass a road at some point that lead to Bromolo, and you passed it northeast. It was going east to
Mm.
Bromolo. But you've passed it, you've gone northeast for, again, 3 miles from Gagesi, and you haven't really passed it too far too long ago. But there have been no signs of monsters or animals. You've seen small game. You've seen pretty much almost nothing of use though. So you've seen birds, you've seen squirrels here and there. It's winter time though in the swamplands. Swampland doesn't ever snow, but it does get very rainy and wet. So you've seen a few birds out here, such as crows. You've seen a few small animals, such as maybe a rabbit here and there. But game has been very little. Do you want to keep pushing northeast, or do you want to start heading back to GoGFC? You've got
I'd say
three
we
miles
start
northeast.
patrolling then. We
Patrolling?
start patrolling.
So as in
Yeah.
patrol, do you want to do a circle, or do you want to just like move east now, or like what kind of patrol do you want to do? Like back and forth patrol, which is basically southwest again, going back the way you came,
Mm.
or do you want to do like a circle, like go east and west, or east and south and west and north and east again, like a whole circle?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Just circle around the eastern area. Let's see.
All right, so you'll push east. Do you want to do for 1 mile or half a mile? How far east do you want to push before you start going south to create the circle?
Let's say 1 mile.
All right, the 1 mile
Ooh,
circle then. You'll push east for a mile, you push south for a mile, then west, then back north for a mile each until you're back at at your current
Mm.
position. Does that make sense?
Pretty much. Yeah.
All right, so you're pushing east at the moment, and then south, and you're sticking to grasslands then. Let's see if you find anything out here. All right, at 1300, we finally have a sign. Something's out here,
Interesting.
finally. They are recent tracks, but whatever it is, should be pretty far away. So they're fresh tracks. It's not nearby, you don't hear it, you just find the tracks of a monster out here.
What
Okay,
kind
we're
of
on
tracks?
we're on to something. It looks like some type of human tracks, given that they're boot prints.
oh,
Are you interested in following
That's
them? You find soft boot prints. It's just one
what
set
you
of
think?
tracks. You found this in the
yeah.
Mm,
grasslands, a set of tracks.
Just one set of tracks. That is
Yeah,
interesting.
someone's alone out here in the grasslands. You're looking all around you, you don't see them. The grasslands are pretty easy to see
ooh,
far, naturally. Only thing causing you not to be able to see is the elevation.
Mm.
Hills and such, grassy hills. Few and sparse, but they're there, making it hard to see further around you. The tracks are headed, they're headed southeast if you're interested in following them.
You know what? This might be interesting. Let's go. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
just
let's go
carefully
for a
follow.
wander.
I mean, whatever it is, it could be possibly cool.
Do you want to run as you follow the tracks, or do you want to carefully follow the tracks?
Let's carefully follow him. Let's not get
Yeah.
jumped by other monsters while we're at it.
Alright, you keep
Yeah,
your
we
eyes on the
get up
ground.
hunting.
Naturally, the best person to follow the tracks will be whoever moves the quickest, so everyone else can just kind of not follow the tracks and just run after the person keeping their eyes on the ground. So whoever is really fast, carrying the least amount of weight, with a high dexterity perhaps,
Is it
high
you,
wisdom.
Random?
Nah, you lead, man. We're all medium footmen.
I
Dexterity
mean,
will
I'll
give
let
you the
Molov
drop,
do it.
will help you take quicker actions, right? And then wisdom will help you keep your eyes peeled and in search of, or keep your eyes following the set of tracks so you don't lose them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all. That's Molov right there. He's really
But
high wisdom. Dex.
So who's gonna lead the way out of the five of you?
Molov.
Molif, your retainer?
Yeah.
Alright, you assign Molif to the task. The veteran Molif nods and says to you, of course, sir. I'll do my best. He starts to
Believe you.
carefully observe the ground for the tracks. He sees them and begins to follow them as quickly as he can. Abrul is medium footman too, I think, so like everyone else, he's not terribly fast as he follows the tracks, moving at half speed, 1 mile per hour rate. So naturally, we won't ever catch up to whoever's making these tracks unless they stop, naturally, or start heading back toward us or something. But if they're continually moving,
Yeah.
well, we won't find them until they stop to rest or something, right? And you follow them and you keep following them. So, how long do you plan to follow the tracks? A turn, an hour? How long are you willing to follow them? Before I tell you if they lead to anywhere or not.
let's say half an hour.
Half an hour? You're willing to spend half an hour following these tracks. Well, I'll tell you. Um, 10 minutes go by. You're following the tracks as quickly as you can. His eyes carefully on the ground, leading you guys through the grasslands. Nothing in sight. 20 minutes go by. Still nothing. 30 minutes go by. Still nothing. Do you want to keep following these tracks?
Yeah.
Whoever's creating them must be faster than your party's rate of movement.
Fucking. Yeah. This might be a bust. This might be worthless.
Yeah. Too
Do you want to get?
fast.
So 30 minutes southeast.
Yeah, 30 minutes
I guess
southeast
we'll
now.
30 minutes southeast. We got 30 minutes, 1.5 hour northeast, 1.5 hour east.
So
Yeah,
you're half a mile
half an
southeast
hour.
right now from your last
Eh,
position.
you know what? Fuck it. We'll just start going west then. Good.
Back the way you came, kind of. You've been moving
Yeah,
southeast.
pretty much. Yeah.
Alright, you sort of head west. Is this fine with everyone else? Livius wants to give up on the hunt.
Yeah.
The tracks
He's
are
too
still
fucking.
there.
He's too fast.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Pushing west. Right. The day is coming to an end almost, or at least the work day. It's around 1400 now. The workday ends at 1600, so you've got about 2 hours left. I suppose you're headed back to Gagevsi, the village. You like to seek refuge at
Yeah,
the village. Alright, we'll see
pretty
if there's
much.
anything else encountered on the way there. Alright. After roughly 2 more hours of traversing grasslands, you made it back to Gagevsi. Nothing in sight. They were a small game if you're interested, but they're not worth any money, just food.
I mean, we could just hunt them and just get some food on the way.
You just
Man,
want to
that's
try hunting
really.
some small game?
I
Yeah,
don't want to
dexterity
waste
will
no.
help you.
Can we just do that as we're going? Like, just like we got bows and arrows and stuff.
Yeah, it'll just cost you ammo. You'll trade ammo
Yeah,
for a chance to, of course, hunt some small game.
yeah, we can do that maybe. This is
Alright,
not. Yeah.
so there were 2 more hours on the way back then. That's when you guys start to carefully observe for any
Mm.
wild animals out there. Naturally, if we're one group hunting together, we see the same animals as everyone else. On the way back to um, the village, in the first hour, you saw 2 small animals. Who would take the shot at the first one?
I'll say I will. I'm a thief.
Alright, you shot at this one. Let's see if you hit it. Alright, you hit it.
Do I get
You
any
took one down.
bonuses?
Alright,
That's good.
second animal. Who would like to take the shot at this one?
I can't see.
A bro?
So.
Okay. Alright, missed it. The edibles were just crows. You shot a crow down.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay,
Alright.
cool.
Crows outside. Wow.
The next small game you saw was some kind of yeah, it's raining right now. You see basically a duck. Two ducks. You want to take them down? This is the last hour on
T-door.
the way back.
Uh,
So you're in the
we don't see
grasslands,
any monsters or anything.
see a creek, and at the creek are two ducks.
We don't find monsters or nothing.
No, just small game today.
Uh, oh well, that sucks. That sucks.
You went into grasslands.
Uh,
Grasslands are pretty calm and peaceful. Plus you're in peace lands right now. You're in peacetime lands.
oh yeah, that is true as well.
These lands are patrolled and all monsters are usually killed
But
off in the area.
yeah, if we had time, if we had full 3 hours, maybe we could have just hit the ruins. But
Alright.
oh well.
Well, your first
Yeah,
expedition will be a bust. You guys at least maybe hunted down a few small animals, ate them for
yeah.
that night, and that'll be it for
Mm,
this story. The story
yeah.
ends with a failed expedition. No golden glory acquired, but a few pieces of ammo lost. A Brule lost one shot. Livius lost one shot, at the very least.
Mm,
Okay. Alright. So sadly, story ends. No profits. But no one died. So thank you for
no
playing.
one died.
I hope to
Yeah.
see you at the next one. Have a good rest of your night, gentlemen.
How often do you guys do this?
We play every weekend for at least 1 to 3 hours
Oh,
per
yeah.
game, and there are multiple games throughout the
Oh,
weekend
yeah.
depending on if anyone's available to play and if I'm available to host. So
Oh,
there probably
yeah.
will be another one tomorrow. But thanks for joining us today.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
August. Yeah, thanks for letting me join.
Yeah, thanks for playing T-Door.
Yeah.
Hope you had fun.
Yeah.
Thanks
Hope
Yeah,
you
for playing
enjoyed it,
Aku
man.
Random. Alright,
Yeah.
take care, guys.
You have a
yeah.
good one too, man.